But with her skin, I would want to make sure that I did an alcohol-based makeup. And you want to make sure that it is 100% not going to move. The face is completely deformed. It's definitely like super duper slimy and disgusting, so I would put some super slime on there. It's a product that makes everything extremely disgusting. And I love the way that their lips look. That's a really fun look to do where you have lipstick, but then you kind of feather it out. This would be such a cool Halloween look. Hi, I'm Amber Talarico, makeup artist of 13 years and the owner of the What It Takes makeup artistry platform. And I'm here today to talk about some makeup tips that I have for you guys to recreate some of the characters inside Resident Evil Village. So let's get started. If I were recreating this for a movie, it would definitely be a sculpting thing. It would be a full body build where it would almost be like a suit because it's pretty deformed. It would need to be a complete build. So I would most likely, since it would be a full body type of thing, use latex foam. And depending on if it would be pieces or if it would be a full body suit, that would kind of depend on that. And then of course, doing the different painting and everything like that. The face is completely deformed. It's definitely like super duper slimy and disgusting, so I would put some super slime on there. It's a product that makes everything extremely disgusting and sticky, which sucks on set to clean up. It would definitely have to be, since it is a baby, it would be somebody that wouldn't be 6 foot, obviously, unless there could be like some CGI stuff. Why do I think he's like, let me have some water? Oh, I see he's changing. There's lots of looks to this guy. Yeah, he's got a lot of looks. That's obviously something to take in consideration when you're building a character like this. Anytime I'm developing a character, I always take in consideration like personality, what they're doing, and then also movability with it. Oh God, that's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when he first was in like the cloak or like the kind of outfit that he had, that would definitely be a wardrobe thing, and now he's got tentacles. That's disgusting. So it would definitely be a build more on like somebody that would be bent over and it's built up and the face is down. Oh, ew, that's so disgusting. Oh, wow. It looks like a clicker now. What? Or is that something else? I would definitely take in consideration the different personalities, the different looks, and different scenes of what this creature is in. It's almost like you can create 2 creatures in one if they are in a certain position. So that's what I would do for budget purposes. As far as like when you create these different like bubbles, like these different weird things that this creature has, it's definitely built by somebody that sculpts it, and then you create that, whether you create it into a silicone or if you create it into a latex foam piece that's a prosthetic piece. Basically, from there you just put it on, you glue it on, and you paint it, and the form itself, like the prosthetic piece itself, already is 3-dimensional. So the bulges that are like kind of beneath his chin and kind of in like, I think the chest area, would definitely be something that would be sculpted by somebody that I would have sculpt. I don't personally sculpt, so it's definitely something that a professional sculptor would take care of. And then they basically create the prosthetic piece itself, depending on if it's silicone or if it would be foam latex. Someone like myself, I would be on set to apply it. So you take something like, prosthetic gluing, pretty much paint it from there. And it's all about highlights and shadows. So something like that, where it's a creature makeup and they're moving a lot on a movie set, you definitely want to use something that's gonna last a long time. So I personally would do something with alcohol paints and doing a lot of highlights and shadows. So you have the sculpted part, which is 3-dimensional, but adding the highlights and shadows, those elements really help the camera work really capture, because depending on lighting, sometimes things can get blown out if it's really, really bright or if it's really, really dark. So you would paint according to kind of that. So in something like this, the lighting is very dark. You would want to paint according to that, versus like if this was a really, really bright, or if it was really outdoorsy and like it was in the desert or something and it was daylight primarily when you were seeing these creatures or whatever, then you would paint it in a different way. That's definitely taking what I would take in consideration in the process of making this particular creature. I noticed that like he has kind of like different, not personality, but he definitely has like certain mannerisms. So I would take that in consideration too with the creature actor that I would be working with, to make sure that he could move with those different ways that he was moving. So for example, example, if he had a limp on one side or the other, I would try to make sure that that one side or the other had more weight, if that makes sense. So if he's limping on the right side, I would put more weight on the left side, so it like balanced it out. Because you want to make sure that makeups like this that are so in depth and so crazy like this, you want to make sure that the actor is comfortable, because it in that makeup for hours and it can get really heavy and really uncomfortable. So we've got Lady D with some beauty makeup. She's very pale, so that's the first thing that I noticed. I would definitely prioritize the skin tone. Obviously the beauty makeup is one thing, so it would definitely be the deep lip color, you know, a smoky eye, really pronounced eyebrows. But with her skin, I would want to make sure that I did an alcohol-based makeup. And the reason why is because when you're doing, you know, set makeup, you want to make sure that under the hot lights and when they're moving around and potentially sweating, you want to make sure that it is 100% not going to move. And you can also set alcohol makeup on top of that to really like ensure that it's not going to move with something like Ben Nye's Final Seal. So yeah, and then she is a bustier woman, so I would definitely do some like contouring around the bust area, and of course like the highlight and contour for, you know, the cheekbones and the jawline, things like that. The hair, if this were a movie, I would request a wig, just because hair can be very finicky on set, so having wigs just kind of helps with making sure that you can prep it before, and it can put as much hairspray as you want and it will not move. If I didn't have the option to do a wig, it would just be like curler sets, things like that, and depending on the length of the hair, I might pin it up to make it look shorter. She has like yellowish eye. Lenses would definitely be something to do there as well.
And now you even try to steal mine.
She's just smashing him, but her hair stays like the same. Well, she's killing him. Oh, she has wings? She's literally the dragon and the person on the dragon. That is a massive animatronic.
God.
So it has some cool looks. They're definitely pale as well, and I love the way that their lips look. That's a really fun look to do, where you have lipstick, but then you kind of feather it out, and you can feather out with a bunch of different types of things. You can feather it out with eyeshadow, you can feather it out with different lip colors, you could feather it out with like an airbrush. The airbrush would look really, really nice, and you could use water-based airbrush colors or alcohol-based airbrush colors. It looks like they have contacts as well to make their eyes look a little scary. Good friend of mine, Doug Jones, he told me a story of when he was Billy from Hocus Pocus, and the scene where he is kind of ripping the strings from his mouth and the moths come out, those were real moths. And so he had like a whole contraption in his mouth and they were real moths. I've never forgot that story. So it would be cool if it was real moths with like that many, but unfortunately that many moths would definitely require CGI. With her look, with like the shininess, you could do something like glycerin on top or something like that, or like mix glycerin and water and spray it, and it kind of just like has this really cool sweaty, like shiny look to it. Or you could do some face oil. So for her necklace, that could potentially be a wardrobe thing, but it looks like it's like actually in her skin. I would try to do this with actual paint and or a tattoo transfer. It looks like it's part of her neck. This would be such a cool Halloween look. Like, I feel like I'm gonna do this for Halloween. Ooh, it's so cool. The ashing effect. There is a product from Skin Illustrator. They have a ton of different powders, everything from dirt colors to ash colors. Ben Nye makes some as well. It would definitely be something where we would have to like test it camera-wise. It would be a camera effect. It'd be movie magic, if you will. So putting a ton of ash on the actress and then having them move in a very fast way so that you would get that effect in camera so that it looked like it was ash moving everywhere. Possibly adding it to the hood of her wardrobe and on top of the wardrobe so that when she moves, it's also kind of going in those directions as well. I've definitely seen that before, and it works really, really well. That is what I would do for that particular effect.
Oh, how I've missed you.
She has a really cool makeup.
My power is leaving me.
She's spraying black. She doesn't really have any color on her lips, it's pretty natural. And then her eyes, I would probably use some like grays and purples and things like that, and a very angular way outward. She definitely has kind of this shape, a very specific shape of eyeshadow going on. Her eyebrows, I would be soft with them. Like you can see her eyebrows, but they're not extremely bold. So I would fill them in. And she would definitely have like a paler color, not as pale as like Lady D, but I would definitely go something lighter with her skin tone. That was so much fun. My absolute favorite was Lady D, of course. I mean, let's talk about her makeup, it's phenomenal. And I hope you liked it. If you liked this video, there's a lot more you can find on Gamology at YouTube and on Facebook. And if you wanna find more of me, you can go to my YouTube channel, What It Takes TV, as well as find me on Instagram at amber.talarico. I'll see you next time. Is my hair okay? Does it look okay? Is it doing something funky? What am I saying? Let me have some water. And the owner of the makeup, you guys, no. You guys, oh my God, I'm so sorry.